Have you been trying to learn data analytics and then you decided that this year is your year, that is this year that I must learn data analytics? Then this video is for you. So in this video, I'm going to teach you how to begin your journey into the world of data analytics. I'm going to show you how to learn data analytics, and not just that, I'm going to show you how to learn it and immediately get a job after you are done learning. At the end of the video, I'm going to share a bonus tip on how you can stand out to your employers even with no job experience. So that tip is for those that will stay to the end of this video. With that being said, let's jump right into the video. So first and foremost, why should you learn data analytics this year? So this is for those that are wondering, are still contemplating if they should learn data analytics or not. Well, the truth is that data analytics is an in-demand skill right now. And with the way things are going, data analytics job will never go instant. In fact, it is going to be needed even more as the year goes on, right? So this is because data is really needed right now. Data is basically information, and businesses need data to make informed decisions, to make better decisions. Like Facebook, Twitter, TikTok, Instagram. The reason why they are striving is because they make use of data. The reason why people watch TikTok is because they keep seeing what they like. It is the use of data that makes TikTok to be able to keep giving you content that they see that you like. So when you keep watching a particular content, they keep flooding your For You page with that particular content. Why? Because they are collecting the data of your behavior or the way you use TikTok, right? So this is to tell you the importance of data. Data is needed for business growth. A business cannot grow without the use of data. So if you are thinking, should I study data analytics? Should I not? Dear, data analytics is an in-demand skill. So now, which skill do you need to become data analytics? There are a lot of skills that you need, but I'm going to narrow it down to 5 basic skills you need to strive as a data analyst. 5 in-demand skills you need to strive as a data analyst. And these skills, whenever you're applying for jobs, these are the skills that they are looking for, right? So what's the need of learning a bunch of things when you know it's just these 5 things and employers look for whenever they are employing people? So yeah, what are these skills? Number 1 is Excel. I'm sure that most of you have already heard of Excel and the importance of Excel data analytics. So Excel is one of the tools, the first tool you should learn to strive in this world of data analytics. So Excel is not just what we use to type in information, do calculations. No, Excel is deeper than that. Excel is something that you should be grounded in as a data analyst. So the first tool you need to learn is Excel, right? So after Excel, the second tool you need to learn is Power BI. Power BI is a visualization tool. If you are still confused about these terms, I made a video on different terms data analytics. I'm going to put in the link up there so you can watch them to understand all these different terms. So yeah, Power BI is a dashboard creation tool, is a visualization tool. That doesn't mean we don't use Power BI to do analysis. No, we use Power BI to do analysis also, but it's very, very good for data visualization. So you can either learn Power BI or learn Tableau. Employers always ask for these 2 skills, either Power BI or Tableau. So as you are beginning, I don't advise you to learn them both at once. Just pick one. It's either you learn Power BI or Tableau, but the truth is that Power BI is more known. Power BI is more accepted than Tableau. So I would advise you to learn Power BI first. Then maybe when you are done and you still want to expand, and then you can learn Tableau. So I mentioned the Excel, Power BI. Then the third is SQL. SQL means structured query language. So if you don't know, that is programming and data analytics. I know so many people, they want to go into data analytics because they feel like it's a tech skill where you don't need to learn how to program. Right there, you will learn how to program. There are 2 programming languages, not 2, 3 programming languages that you have to learn. So SQL is part of it. SQL is structured query language. So it's a programming language that you use to analyze data. So that's the third one. SQL is very important. It's used to manage databases, and companies have databases. So you have to know SQL. Very, very important. Almost all job requirements requires SQL, and not just the beginning, even advanced SQL. So very important. So the fourth one is Python. Yes, as I said before, you will have to learn programming. So Python is a programming language we also use for data analytics. You're not going to learn how to create websites with Python or anything that has nothing to do with data analytics. You're just going to learn how to use Python to analyze data. And there are two options, either Python or Arrow language. So you can decide to learn Python or Arrow language, but basically Python is easier than Arrow language. Most people prefer Python, so you can start with Python, right? Then maybe when you are done, you have flexed your muscles and all that, you can now go into Arrow language. So let's go over it again. Excel, Power BI or Tableau, SQL, Python or Arrow languages. So these are the 4 skills you need to learn. So don't worry if these skills feels overwhelming. I'm going to break it down for you, how you can easily learn these things, right? So the first and most important thing you need to do is to learn what data analytics is. Understand what data analytics is. Understand what it is. What people do is that they just go and start learning how to use Excel for data analysis. No, you need to understand what you're even going into. It will help you to know how to use those tools more. To understand what data analysis is, watch videos to understand it. I also have a video on what data analysis is, a very explanatory video on that. I'll also link it up there. You can watch it after you're done. To understand what data analysis is, please do. It will really help you. Then after that, when you want to learn Excel, don't start with learning the advanced Excel. Just start with the basics. Learning how to clean data in Excel, learning how to write formulas in Excel, right? And how to use pivot table in Excel. These are the basics of Excel. Then after that, you can now learn other advanced things like VLOOKUP and so on. So remember, start with the basics. In Excel, just learn how to clean data, learn how to write formulas in Excel, and learn how to use pivot table in Excel. Then for SQL, learn how to query databases. Database is just a house that houses data. In case you don't know what it is, just learn how to query it, how to analyze data in a database, right? Then in Power BI, learn how to clean data in Power BI, learn how to analyze data in Power BI, learn how to write DAX formulas in Power BI, right? I have videos on this actually. You can just go through them, or I'll still link it up there. I have videos on how to clean data in Power BI. I have videos on how to write DAX in Power BI, how to analyze, and even how to visualize data in Power BI. So these are the basics you should focus on first, right? Then the next is what? Python. For Python, start with learning the basic libraries like pandas and matplotlib. Pandas is where you do your analysis, and matplotlib is where you visualize your analysis, right? So start with these basics for these tools. Now, when you are done learning, what is next? This is the most important part. Second is the most important part. People learn data analytics and they go back to whatever they used to do. They don't use the skill. Why? It's because of this next part. So you need to pay attention to it. And if you are still watching now, just like and subscribe, I'm sure you are getting value. So guys, after you're done learning data analytics, what should you do next? The next thing you should do is start working on projects. Yes, start working on projects. That is how you exercise what you've learned. That is how you practice what you've learned. So start working on projects. How do you start working on projects? Where you can get data, you can get sample data online. You can get sample data on Kaggle or government websites, right? You can get data on that. I think I have a video on where to get data sets, right? I can also put the link up there so you can watch the video. So go to Kaggle, get a sample data set that you are interested in, maybe on sales, HR, whatever. Just get sample data set and practice what you just learned. And after you are done practicing, that means you've analyzed and visualized it and all. After you are done doing that, the next thing to do is to showcase your project. So that's the next thing. Work on project and showcase your project. How do you showcase your project? Platforms like LinkedIn, Twitter, Medium is where you can showcase your project. So when you are done working on your project, go on LinkedIn, talk about your project, talk about your insights. Tell people about the project you just worked on. Go on Twitter, talk about your project. Write an article about your project on Medium. Put it out there. Guys, data analytics is a skill that you cannot strive in just being there. People think you just learn the skill and then the morning start rushing in. That's not how it works. You have to put in the work. You have to convince people that you know what you are doing. And how do you do that before even getting the job? It's by working on projects, right? On projects, post them on LinkedIn, talk about it on Twitter, write an article on it on Medium, right? And let people know what you are doing. When people know what you are doing, they can remember you when an opportunity for what you are doing comes up. I will use myself as an example. I always talk about what I'm doing on WhatsApp, LinkedIn, Twitter, here also. So one day, a friend of mine just chatted me up. Oh, you're also into data analytics. I'm also into data analytics. I'm looking for who to collaborate with. I'm working on a project and it's hectic for me. So I want us to share it. You take part and I take part. And if I did not talk about what I do, she would have known that I am into this and giving me that opportunity. You need to talk about it. So immediately I advise my students, immediately you are done learning data analytics, start. Not even done, immediately you start learning data analytics, start talking about it. Immediately you start learning, either you are self-learning or you paid for your course. Immediately start talking about it. Go on LinkedIn, tell people, oh, I'm embarking on this journey of learning data analytics. Anytime you're done with your class, talk about what you learned in your class. Any classwork you did, you do, talk about it on LinkedIn. Just start. Immediately you start learning. Most people, some of my classmates, they got internships right after we were done learning data analytics. After we were done, they got internships. How did they do that? They were always talking about what they do, what they were learning. They were always talking about what they are learning. So guys, please, you cannot do this. You cannot be shy. You cannot strive in a tech field being shy. Okay? Please go out there, start talking about what you are doing. As you are learning, talk about it on LinkedIn, Twitter, Medium. As you are done learning, do projects and post them there. This is what will increase the probability of you getting a job. This is what will just increase it. Okay? Now, after you are done working on projects and also post on LinkedIn, Twitter, and Medium, the next thing you should do is create a portfolio website. A portfolio website just consists of the different projects you've done, the different skills you've learned. You create a portfolio website that will showcase all your projects. This is very important because you are going to be sending out this portfolio website to employers when you're applying for jobs, right? They need to see what you are doing, what you've done before, to know if they can trust you, to know if you have what it takes to be employed by them. So create a portfolio website. You can create a portfolio website for free. You don't need to pay. Well, if you can afford or if you want to, you can pay to a developer to create a website for you, but you can actually create it for free. Put a link up there to show you how you can create your own portfolio website for free using Canva. Alright guys, so after creating your portfolio website, the next is to start applying for jobs. So you don't need to, some people, what they do is that they get scared. They be like, okay, I'm not ready. I just learned this skill. I still need to learn a lot of things. I can start applying for jobs now. Guys, please start applying for jobs as soon as possible because you learn on the job, guys. You learn on the job. So when you are done with your portfolio website, start applying. Go on LinkedIn. Put on notification for LinkedIn jobs. Go on Google. Put on notification for data analyst roles. Apply for them, right? You learn on the job. You cannot just be fully ready. You learn on the job. So that's when you start applying for jobs. Another way you can improve the probability of you getting a job is by doing internship. So maybe when you are just done with your classes and all that, you can apply for internship. if an employer sees that you've done internship somewhere else, it means you have job experience. So if you want to get a job experience before applying for jobs, you can apply for internship. So I have a video on how to apply for internship. I'll also link it up there. And when you apply for these internships, it helps build your experience, right? And it gives you an edge over those that don't have any job experience at all. So apply for internships also, very important. I promise you guys to give you guys a bonus tip on how you can make yourself stand out as data analyst in front of your employers. So how can you do that? How to get that done is that when you're working on your project, make sure you work on projects that solve problems, right? Don't just get any project that you just like. Let me say you want to analyze movie data sets, you want to analyze sports data sets. That's cool, you can do that for fun, but that will not help you get a job. If you are working on a project, what you should do is to analyze data sets that has to do with sales, that has to do with HR, that has to do with marketing. Sales, HR, that has to do with marketing. These are the things that solve business problems. So when employers look through your portfolio, your project, and they see that you are solving problems, sales problem, marketing problems with data, they believe that you can actually strive in their company, that you can help them, right? And now let's say you worked on projects like movie data sets, sports data sets, and then it's a sales company that you're applying to. You get it? So that is the way you can have an edge when applying for jobs. So another thing is that you're making use of AI. So they say AI take people's job, but trust me, AI doesn't take anyone's job. It only takes the job of those that doesn't know how to use AI. So you can use AI to have an edge over other data analysts. Let me whisper to you guys. So that everyone should know about this, right? If everyone knows about it, what will happen? Well, so making use of AI. So making use of AI tools like ChatGPT to analyze data. So in my next video, I'm going to make a detailed video on how to use ChatGPT to analyze data. So turn on the notification bell for that video. So that is how you can make yourself different, give yourself an edge over other data analysts and get a job this new year. So guys, I hope this video was very useful to you. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and let me know your thoughts in the comment section. See you in my next video.